If you thought there were a lot of keyboard and mouse options out there, you'd be surprised to know how many headphones and headsets there are out there for you to choose for your gaming, media, or just personal needs. As you can tell from the intro of this video, I've got a lot of headphones and headsets. I've just wanted to try out a bunch. I use them for different purposes. I've bought them used, I've bought them new, and I'm going to share what I've learned with you. So the first thing that you're going to want to think about is, do I want a headset or do I want headphones? Now, headsets are great. You got your microphone built in. You can do all your game chat. You got your audio. You're basically set. You don't need an external mic. You're good to go. You can use this with a whole bunch of things. You can use it with a console. You can use it with your PC. You can use it with your phone even. Headsets are a great choice. The only problem with headsets is that typically you usually will sacrifice audio quality to get a headset. You can probably get headphones for the same price or cheaper that usually have better quality audio, and you can do something else to add that microphone to your setup. You can either add an external mic like I have here, or you can get something like the Boom Pro where it basically gives you an inline microphone for your 3.5mm headset, and it adds a great sounding microphone to any headphone so that you can really choose any headphones that you want. You can use different headphones or different things, and you'll always have your microphone. Another option of the same kind of idea are mod mics. Some of them are wireless, some of them are wired, and it basically just gives you a microphone that you can attach to any headphones and give you that headset feel. Now again, I personally like suggesting people get a good pair of headphones and then add a microphone to that setup, but there are great headsets out there, and basically the choice is up to you on whether or not you want to do a full headset or headphones with a microphone. Now the next thing you're going to want to think about is wired versus wireless. As you can tell, I really like to focus on the quality of my headphones, and so I'm not a huge fan on wireless. There's another reason I'm not a big fan of wireless, and I'll go over that in a second, but wired headphones just for me feel the best. I don't like having to deal with batteries. I don't like having to deal with latency. I'm not a big fan of wireless in general. Now, wireless headsets are very popular and they are extremely useful. I even do use them from time to time. Like, I will use these Arctic 7s when I'm doing live streams, for example, when I'm building a computer or something and I'm moving around a lot. These are great. It's nice not to have to be tethered. If you're moving around a lot in your room while you're listening to music and stuff, wireless headsets are great. And yes, sometimes my cable gets caught under my wheels, but I feel like if I'm mainly just sitting at my desk, there's no point in me using a wireless headphone, and I can just get a better quality sound out of my wired ones. Now, like I said, there was another reason I typically prefer wired over wireless, and that is open back headphones. As far as I know, there are no true open back wireless headphones, and I really love the sound of open back. Now, there are two main types of headphones. There's open back and there's closed back, and there's one that's kind of in the middle where it's like a semi-open, semi-closed back. But really the difference of these are, in an open back, the back of the ear cup is a mesh and it allows air and sound to come in and out. This typically gives them a wider sound stage and allows things to feel a little bit more natural. It's also really nice when you're streaming or recording things. You're able to hear your voice a lot more easily, especially if you're not using a mic monitoring while you're speaking to a microphone. Now, don't get me wrong, closed backs can be great. They are usually a lot more bassy. They usually give you a much fuller sound, but you do end up losing that wider sound stage and whatnot. I just personally prefer a open back sound. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, audio is a very personal preference and sound is very different for everybody. So just choose which option works best for you. If you have the option to, try out some open backs, try out some closed backs, see which one you like the sound of better. Do a couple tests, play a video where it is a FPS game, kind of see how the sounds feel. Some headphones are going to be really great for those FPS games, especially if their mids are really good and pronounced. It allows you to hear footsteps and hear that spatial audio a little bit better. And then the final thing to think about, especially if you're going wired, is are you going to go with a typical 3.5mm headphone or are you going to go with a USB headphone? Now with this, I typically would steer towards the 3.5mm because of the flexibility that it allows you, but USB headphones do have the added benefit of being usually powered a little bit more by either an inline amp or by the USB port itself. USB headphones or headsets also allow for it to be controlled by software, so if you want that, that's available to you as well. But I'm a wired 3.5mm headphone guy, and that's just the way that I prefer my audio. Now for recommendations, I have an absolutely massive post about this on my Discord. I am moving that over to my new website in the recommendation section, so go ahead and check that out if you want, but we'll go over a few of them right now. So my recommendation for getting a headphone and then adding an inline mic is going to be the Philips SHP 9500s and the V-Mod mic. When you combine these two things together, you're getting an incredible sounding headphone and a good inline microphone for less than $100. These headphones allow you to use them for non-gaming purposes. You can use it with your phone, you can use it with your stereo, you can do it whatever you want. And you get a good inline mic. You can use this on a console, you can use it on PC. It's very flexible, it sounds great, and I personally feel like it gives you the best amount of growth going forward. Now, if you've got a little bit more of a budget, something like the Sennheiser HD 660s or the HD 6XX from Drop are going to be a great option for some really incredible sounding headphones. But unfortunately with these, you cannot do an inline microphone. You're gonna have to do an external microphone with these. And that's basically what I would prefer. I want to upgrade my current HD 598 open backs to the 6XX. I originally had 6XXs. I was a little bit low on money, so I ended up having to sell them, but I would like to get them back and go back to that setup. Now, if you'd rather get a headset, there are quite a few options out there for you as well. In the more budget range, you can get the Cooler Master MH751s. They're a great closed back budget headset. Very great option out there. You also have something that's a little bit higher, like the PC37X. You have the HyperX Clouds, which I used for a very long time. They're a great headset as well. You have the PC38X. There's a lot of things in the wired headset, below $200 range. Now, if you want to go with a wireless headset, the only wireless headset that I have a lot of experience with are these Arctis 7s. They're a great headset. You can usually find them on sale pretty well, pretty good price. They feel good. They're very comfortable. The microphone, retractable. It's nice. They look nice enough where I could wear these, and go out and still wear them and still look like a normal human being. Some headphones look absolutely ridiculous if you go ahead and wear them out, but these are a really great headset and you can usually find them for a good price. Again, if you want a really large detailed list, go ahead and check out my website. I'll leave a link down in the description below, and it'll have a full recommendation list of amps, headphones, headsets, microphones, all that kind of stuff is going to be down there. And that's it. Giving headphone advice is a little more difficult because, like I mentioned, audio is a very personal experience. But there is still that thing about getting good value, getting good quality audio, at least into your ears, and the personal sound profiles are what's really going to differ between certain people. Now, I hope that this video helped guide you towards the headphones that are going to be best for you, and if it did, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed. I'd like to ask you guys to let me know which headphones you guys are using down in the comment section below. It's always very interesting. There are so many options out there. There's tons of headphones that I've never even heard about that people are using. So please leave them down in the comment section below. I'd love to see what you guys are using. I'd like to say thank you to my Patreon sponsors, Thought Slime, Step Back, and Rojo Son of Dojo. And I'd like to thank you for watching the end of the video. Check back next week. We're going to be going over microphones. But as always, stay safe out there, and I'll see you next Friday.